Um, so anyway, sorry, I had no storage, so that the video kind of paused. So I had to get rid of some of my storage. Anyways, I'm not telling people how to run their business. I'm not telling, anybody that, what they charge is, or makes them insane or crazy. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that because they charge $55 and over for a simple haircut that they're not nice people or anything like that. No. Heck no. And I don't expect, people listening to this video to actually see it like that, because, to you, whether it's a video or just me posting this, would think that I am telling somebody what to charge for their stuff. And, if I come across rudely, I'm sorry about that. It's not my intentions at all. I'm not telling anybody that, by pricing their stuff high, they're stupid or they're like, horrible people. That's not true at all, but that's not true at all. I'm just saying, like, with all the food and price of gas, this drive down, like if Raven Flares is as popular and as good as it is, to drive down, like let's say if somebody had to drive down from the other end of town and downtown to get to that place or wherever it is, and that's gas money that they're spending, So, and not to mention the price of food now, Let's say if you get your hair cut and you need to go and get groceries after. You can easily spend $55 and over for a basket of food now, Like me and my dad come out with a big cart full of food, and it's well over $100, So, people that own a business need to think of, other people as well. Not just the fact that, like you need to buy the prices or you need to buy the products or not. You need to think of other people as well, not just yourselves. So, because I find, people are nice and that, but I think you can be nice and not charge as much. I don't care if they are nice or not. I'm not. I definitely am not paying over $55 to get my hair trimmed. When I can go to another place, somebody does just as good a job as Raven Flair and or whoever works in there and not have to pay as much, Because that's not fair, Not even teenagers and young adults have the money to pay all that, It's not right. It's not. So, but I am not saying that these people are being nice because they know that you give them so much money. I'm not. Yeah, that is my thought in my head, that sometimes, like companies that charge that much appear to be nice, but then when you don't agree with what they say, sometimes they totally disregard you in that, and they don't take it into account that you could be making a good argument, you know? Like a 50-50 argument, They think they think you're making a 50-30 argument, and you would be in the 30s. So to them, it's like you won't win no matter how much you say to me, you know, this is stupid. This is not right. This is not fair, you know? Because it's like, it's our business. That's what we choose to charge. And, while that is true, right? While that is definitely true, because they worked hard for that business, they went to school for it, you know? People have worked hard to own their own business, like their own restaurants and coffee shops, and, you know? I just don't think they have to charge, you know, like, let's say if you own your own coffee shop, I don't think people should charge like $7 for a coffee, just a regular coffee. And like $10 or $11 for like a fancier one, like Starbucks and that, or even just a privately owned coffee shop, you know, maybe just one that is owned in that particular city, you know, like Twigs in North Bay, that's a bit expensive, but you don't go there very often, but, I don't go there very often. Only go there once a week now, you know? And I only go there to get their cheesecake and that. And maybe a little something to bring home. But other than that, just some small businesses, the people like overcharge. And I do find for simple hair trim to take either the dead ends off should not be $55 plus tax, Even $55 alone is too much, in my opinion, but, I don't know. I just don't agree with it. That's all. I just don't like the fact that there's a lot of people that think they can charge that much, and, people say good things about them and how nice they are. And it's like, well, how can it be so nice on the inside and charge people crap loads of money? That just doesn't make sense to me. How can it be so nice and charge somebody like $55 or over for a simple haircut? Like, how can that happen? Like, you tell me that. How can that be? You would think that that's somebody who cares about, in my opinion, this is how I look at it, you would think that the people that, worked hard for a business and they own their own business, they're doing it because They want to serve the community. They want to help the community. They want to, like, there's a reason that people own their own businesses, right? So you would think that $55 alone will be too expensive. Never mind adding extra charges on top of that, right? And, you'd think $55 in general is too expensive. Imagine what Raven Flair's hair salon would charge for a coloring, I'd rather, for the amount of money I spend on there, I'd rather have my whole head have dead ends. I'd rather have it just split up the middle until it's all dead than have to pay them that much money, Because there's many things I can spend that money on. There's many things I want to spend the money on, before I think about, like getting my hair cut for that much money, $55 can help a couple homeless people get their hair cut in some places. It's ridiculous, Yeah, that's just how I see it. I don't see that a kind-hearted, caring person that probably owns their own business or, that hires employees to work there, should be charging $55 in general, never mind charging them extra, because I could be paying like $58 for a haircut, $60 for a haircut. Could be paying like what I went to in Barrie that one time. I never went back there again because once my sister told me that was much. I'm like, okay, I'm never going back there again, and I never did, because I thought it was dumb. I thought it was stupid, so, and she was nice, but I didn't care how much she was nice. I'm like, you can't be that friendly and charge that much money. There's no way, there's no way, you can be as kind and caring on the inside, and when you're done with them, then you rip people off. I'm not buying that one bit, I'm definitely not, and it's stupid, it's just not something that I would do. But I'm not telling you what you should do with your money. But if you have the money to do that, then great. Just some people don't. And, most people don't. And to the ones that don't have that type of money, my advice goes to Shelly. Goes, Anne's hair salon. Where that is, right? Anne's hair salon. If Shelly's still there this year, if Shelly's still gonna work there, then for a bit, then I would possibly see if she can book you in, because I know she's all booked up, because there's a lot of people that go to her, she's all booked up a lot, So that just goes to show you that how how much people like her because of the cost, because of the price that she charges. Only $25 for her hair trim. Way, way, way better than $55 and over that for hair trim. You know? You know? So yeah, it's not fun. It's not. You know? It's just not something that I believe in. That's all. It's not something that I believe in, and I bet you a lot of people would agree with me. I bet you a lot of people won't. I bet you'll be a 50-50 argument. So most people would say, well, it's my money, I can do what I want. And I guess a few people would come on here and be like, you know what? Yes, I agree with you. I do think it's too much. But, the reason I go there is because of blah, 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 so you might get people that do agree that the price is too much, but there always is a reason that why they love to go there, you know? There always is another reason why they love to go to some places, you know? Maybe they like the layout of the building better. Like when I walk into certain hair salons, you know, I think some of them are way nicer than others, you know? Which is also disappointing, in my opinion, that, I would have to pay a crap load of money, you know? Because, yeah, the building is nice, the layout is nice. They might have a Keurig machine so you can have your coffee while you're waiting, something that, not a lot of hair salons have. So, so at least it'll stop you talking a lot, if they don't like to talk, so, but, because who wouldn't like a coffee while they're getting their hair done, you know? Right? So, in my opinion, if I were to go with the Raven Flares, it's because they might do updos. I love like fancy updos and that. I love to do that. I love them style things, you know? In the summertime, I always am seen wearing a nice dress with a fancy updo in my hair, you know? And, at times, I wouldn't mind to pay somebody a little bit extra to do an updo, you know? Because sometimes what they all involved with those updos, depending on which one you want, is worth $55, in my opinion, you know? Because of all the stuff they have to do about it. It's like a lot of them are worth $55, for an updo, you know? You know? Like, I've seen some pretty wicked updos and pretty wicked hairdos before, and they're pretty freaking fancy. Like, I don't even think that princess, I don't even think that, the princess now would even have her hair that fancy. Like, so, yeah. So paying $55 for an updo is probably not a bad thing to charge, depending on the updo, right? But for a simple haircut, and to take 2 inches off my hair and to charge and add on money on top of that, that is dumb. That is completely dumb, in my opinion. You know? Other than that, I could just get my hair trimmed from Kelly, you know? Or I can just get my hair trimmed from Shelly, for $25, and then go home and have my grandmother do an updo. Because I have a donut. I have a hair donut. I can send her YouTube videos to have her learn how to do it. I have hair ties. I don't need to be paying that much money, But, yeah. That's just my opinion, But like I said, I'll get a 50-50 argument. Maybe 50-60, maybe. 50-70. But I think some people will agree. But like I said, everybody has their own reasons why they go there. Right? Everybody has their own reasons. And that reasoning, it probably differs from other people, I think many people will agree, but their reasoning for going there might be different than another person, So, I just don't feel in my heart that they should be charging that much money, especially if it's a privately owned business, like a family owned or just maybe two friends who own it, I just don't agree that anybody who worked hard to own a business, to do all that work, to own a business, go to college, and that, should be charging that much, because in my opinion, people own their own business to kind of support the community. They do that to support the community, not take money from the community. Hello. Like, in my opinion, it's like they're taking money from the community, and then you wonder why there's a bunch of homeless people walking around with pushing their carts and, because they just well, they need to have somewhere to put their stuff, and they don't really have anywhere to go. They don't really have anything to put their stuff in. They don't really have a closet. They don't really have anything but a stroller or a bike with a trailer on it, And you would think, in my opinion, I think it's because of all the stuff that people spend their money on. They just can't afford to even pay the house bills and that, If people lowered their prices on things, like whether it's a clothing store or jewelry store or whatever, Mind you, jewelry is always expensive, no matter what, but like a pile of gold this big probably costs like millions of dollars. So I guess there's no argument as to why like a 14 karat gold ring is like $1,000 or more, but there's no argument there. But a clothing store and a small town and privately restaurant should not be that expensive, It's ridiculous.